I'm gon' tell the truth, won't tell no lie. One hand on the Bible, testify, fight. This that hit to get you right and change your life. I'm the plug, I can't run low on supply, fly.
Hey y'all, it's been a while, right? I am back with another video, and my name is Chandler Dare, and of course you guys know about me. And today I'm doing something really different. This has actually been on my list for a while now, and I'm actually supposed to be doing these every month at the end of the month, and I have not been able to do them because, like I said, my word for this year is consistency, but I'm a work in progress, okay? So the fact that we're actually getting to this is the part that I'm actually accomplished about. I'm doing a book review today, yay. And the book I will be reviewing is this lovely book by Sarah Jakes Roberts, Do Not Settle for Safe. She's my sister in my head, right? Because we're pretty close in proximity. Yeah, she could be my sister. She's not my auntie. She's my sis, and I love her. And first off, she's gorgeous, makeup on or off. She's just a pretty individual inside and out from what I've seen on social media and from just watching her grow from her blogs to now having her podcast and now having her ministry with her husband. And plus she's TD Jake's daughter. But even outside of that, she's just somebody who I really inspire to be, or qualities like her I inspire to be like, because I don't want to be like anybody else, because God made me who I am. But her qualities I definitely do are inspired by. But I just want to take a quick note that I am actually filming in the daytime, and I think I might start doing this because the natural light is popping, okay? I might have to start doing this. I never film in the daytime because I'm a little bit of a vampire, as my mother calls me. I'm way more productive in the evening than I am in the daytime, unless I have to be. So getting into this book, enough about my life. I've been reading this, and I was going to read a book a month. I started reading this in November when I got it. And that's not to say that it wasn't a good book, because it is relatively a quick read, so it should have taken me no time to read it. But life. And I finished it maybe about a month ago. So it took me about 2 months to read it, just because I would pick it up, put it down, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like while I'm reading this, she's just dropping so many gems. And pretty much in this book, it has, 10 chapters. It has different chapters for No More Excuses, forgive and remember, connect with God, and show me, and then the conclusion. Frenemies. If I were to think, so let's go over this. My favorite chapter in this book had to be Frenemies, just because I'm in an interesting season in my life, and it really just brought out some really great things. And I want to share some of them with you. Sorry, I'm gonna have to fast forward through all of that. One thing she said is, like the seasons that come and go, so are the people assigned to your lives to help us endure certain periods. And a lot of the time, and I know, we think that friendships are supposed to last forever. Now, you are always supposed to love them, but you guys can go your separate ways depending on how life handles. One may get married, the relationship may change, somebody may move. All of those things kind of equate to why a friendship may end, but that's okay, and like she was saying, like one part she was saying, sometimes, a breakup in a friendship can be worse than a breakup in a relationship, because that person's been with you through those type of things, you know what I mean? And I was like really feeling that, because I know a lot of the times I've been told that I'm very loyal, and I will stay loyal, and I will forget myself, but I've had to remind myself, like, I cannot be more loyal to people than I am to myself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Like, I have to be loyal to myself first and foremost, and not always put people who necessarily don't deserve all of my energy. And not even relationships, just friendships in general. But this was such a good book. Like, I mean, she dropped some serious gems, and I tried to highlight them or underline them. Let's see. So this is in the first chapter. I'm not going to give too much because I honestly want you guys to read it, because don't settle for safe. Because like I said, when I originally got this book, after I took a family loss, and I knew that I was going to have to get out of that place and not be scared to do so. And I, like I said, knew who she was, and I knew that this book would be good for me. So that's the main reason why I got it. But overall, and this is in the No More Excuses. Take control of your life. Taking control of your life will require for you to be proactive and not reactive. And I was just like, ooh. Because a lot of the times we find ourselves reacting to things that happen in our life and not being proactive. So maybe that situation won't happen. Let that hold you for a second. And I really, really just, she dropped so many gems. Like, she said one, and I'm just kind of thinking of it, that when she was talking about relationships, she was saying a lot of the time we're handing people gold who have never handled gold but only handled glitter. Sis, let me tell you, I'm tired of handing people my gold thinking that they're glitter, and I actually haven't. So it was just like a big reality check, like thinking like, really, really. One, your freedom cannot be contingent on whether or not you're able to convince others to embark on the journey with you. Man, I'm not even going to expound on these. I'm just going to give them to y'all and let y'all think about them. Like, it's not enough to admire the brightness of someone else's light if you aren't willing to do the work that increases the shine of your own light. Let me tell you. And then my golden quote was at the back. And it says, true mentorship is when someone's life serves as evidence that can survive whatever comes your way. Like, overall, like, this book is, it's just a really good book. And like I said, it's a quick read. It's about 87 pages. Overall, she just goes really in depth to pretty much, like, she starts off with, kind of like, starting it off real slow about knowing yourself, but then she digs into like the roots, and then she helps you connect with God, and then she helps you with the next step. And also, that root chapter was actually a really good book, because it had me think about a lot of the wounds that I dealt with that I kind of just took, and my spiritual adrenaline just never even thought about it afterwards. Like, you just take it and you just kind of go. But then when you actually really think about it, you're like, wow, like that actually really kind of hurt, like that actually hurt my feelings, and actually kind of dealing with those things. And sometimes we have to kind of really look back, because we can't continue to, just think that we're just, putting band-aids over the wounds and actually not letting God heal them. But overall, this was just a really, really good book. Like I said, it has 10 different chapters, and it's a quick read. It definitely is a book that if you're kind of stuck in a place, or even if you're like kind of like waiting for even if you're kind of waiting for like your next step about like, what God is trying to tell me, I promise you this book is going to bring it out. Like, it is. Because it's like 10 sermons. Actually, you know what? This is 10 sermons in one book. And then it's like a whole sermon as a book. Like, it's a 10-part series. And overall, it was just a really good read. Like I said, it was quick. My life and not being consistent is what took me so long to read it. But she definitely she gives you the steps, and she gives you reflections. And then she even brings it personal to applying it to, or using her personal experiences in life, applying it with the word and bringing it here, and that's something that I really appreciate, because she's very transparent, and I've always admired that about her. And she definitely, gives you like that sis feeling, like you feel like I feel like if I met her, I can be able to talk to her about anything. And that she would love me out, or not, I don't want to say not judge me, because I'm okay with criticism. But she would do it in a loving way. That's what it is. I just found this. Avoid placing a stop sign where God only placed a yield. Man, let me tell you. And I was actually reading this book while I was starting my own business and learning to not settle for safe. But I did not want to make this very long, so I will leave it at that. But I do suggest getting this book. I did get it off of Amazon, just because I feel like that's the best place to get books unless they're on sale. I don't know. I just feel like Barnes & Noble sometimes be taxing. But if I need that book immediately, I will. But I'm actually reading another book right now that I've been reading for a while as well. Because like I said, I finished this a while ago. And I really want to do one every month. It may happen every quarter. It might happen every 3 months. But this one is like really deep and it's making me think a lot. So I'm having to take my time because even though I'm doing these reviews for you guys, I'm doing it for myself. Just because I was a kid who loved to read, and somewhere in between college, I lost my love to read. Just because undergrad like requires you to read so much. And I mean, I'm in grad school, so I gotta read more. So it's just like, phew. But I definitely enjoy reading. And I want to share with you guys the books that I'm reading just so that you guys are like, oh, you know, I want to check that out. And I mean, who doesn't love Sarah Jakes Roberts? Like, if you don't like her, you're a hater, honestly. But you know what? It's all right because haters are just more people that you have to pray for. And it's cool because you should pray for everybody. But either way, that's that. I do suggest you get it. I will leave the link below. And before I leave, I just wanted to share my shirt. It says "My Whole Life Changed," which is from Unapologetic. I've worn their stuff in my videos before, and I've actually had this shirt for a really long time. I just really wanted to shout them out because I love their stuff and they keep sending me emails, and I'm trying so hard to budget and not buy it, but I'm very close to buying it. But okay, that's it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys have a great week. It's Monday, and it's April 1st, so make this one count. When this uploads, it will be the 2nd, but that's all right. Still make this month count, and until next week, guys, bye.
I'm gonna tell the truth, won't tell no lie. One hand on the Bible, testify, fight. This that hit to get you right and change your life.